Karen Aviles has a good reason for leaving Honduras to head for the U.S. border. She wants to get her children as far away as possible from all the drugs.
I came because my daughter was getting lost to drugs to try and rescue her. She was out on the street. I left my 6 children there. I've brought 2, the oldest ones.
Drug gangs armed with money and guns from the United States are responsible for thousands of murders every year in Honduras. The violence is one of the reasons people are now leaving by the thousands. But drugs and violence aren't confined to Honduras, which serves as a key transit point for cocaine moving to the U.S. from South America. It's also engulfed its neighbors El Salvador and Guatemala, as well as Venezuela and Colombia, where the vast majority of the cocoa plant used to produce the drug is grown. Colombia's cocoa cultivation hit an all-time high last year, rising 17% over the one before. The drugs had a street value on the U.S. market of $2.7 billion. For years, the United States has pumped billions into the war on drugs, only to fail.
In Latin America, we have to think of something more radical, which is to pressure the United States to start to think of a change in policy.
Officials at a recent conference said education campaigns are one way of tackling the problem. Another is regulating lower potency drugs and decriminalizing possession of drugs for personal use.
It does not involve sending the consumer to jail. It's about taking the dose away and destroying it.
Under the U.S. war on drugs, it paid Colombia to spray Monsanto herbicide on drug crops. Colombia stopped aerial spraying 3 years ago after some studies linked the herbicide to cancer. But after 3 decades of spraying, millions of hectares of fields have been contaminated. So people from the countryside have been forced to migrate to cities, which are plagued by violence and unemployment. Many see their only alternative as heading to the country many blame for all the deaths, the United States and its war on drugs. Pirovolakis, TRT World.